circles there, what we call the distance around a circle, if you went all the way around a circle's perimeter is not called perimeter. A circle's perimeter is called its circumference.
That's a long word.
The distance around a circle. Okay. If you circumnavigate the globe, that means you've gone all the way around the entire face of the earth. That is its distance around. The distance of the equator would be, sure, if you went and walked around. If you have the little point here right in the middle of the circle, is called its center. I don't think that's too terribly hard. If you go through the center from one end to the other, anybody know what that's called? It is not the radius, Maggie, it is the diameter goes all the way through. All the way through. From one end to the other end. And then, somebody was spouting this off, if it goes from the center just to one part of the outside, that is the radius. From the center to the outside. That is the radius. Because they will ask you maybe some questions like this. If the radius of a circle is 6 inches, what is the diameter? Now, let's write this down. If the radius is 6 inches, what is its circumference? Now, before I hear a whole bunch of people spouting off a whole bunch of answers, which probably are all going to be the same. If you see this problem in your book, let's say that's number 1 problem for tomorrow. What do you suppose the first thing you're going to do, Mia Schwartz? What's that? What?
Well, I think the radius is 6 inches.
Oh, I'm sorry. This word should have been diameter. That's a good point. That would make sense. I got so excited about what I was going to say, I wrote it down wrong. And again, I understand that this, for some of you, is incredibly simple, but it doesn't really matter. What do you need to do for this, Kayleen Shellhammer? Yes, draw the circle. You need to, as best you can, do this. You know that a radius starts from the center, goes through like this. You would label that as 6 inches. And then, ladies and gentlemen, and only then, you would tell me that the diameter of the circle is what, Bella Nuzzo? By the way, if you know the radius, you can always figure out the diameter. And if you know the diameter, you can always figure out the radius, because radius goes halfway through the circle. Diameter goes all the way through the circle. So if I know the radius is 6 inches, the diameter, Noah, would have to be? 12. Exactly, because it's 2 radii put together. The diameter equals 12 inches. But you need to sketch out the circle. Anytime it tells you there's a square, there's a circle, there's a hexagon, you need to draw those shapes. Same thing for this. Oh, you know what else we have to talk about? Well, I think we did talk about it. Did we talk about shapes? Maybe not.
Yes.
Well, here's something I just need to make sure you know. If you have a rectangle, we sometimes talk about the length, and we sometimes talk about the width. Did we talk about this?
No.
How do you know what the difference is between the length and the width, Madison?
We don't have shapes. We don't have shapes in the
Well, I'm not gonna argue
You
with
have
you.
to polygon.
You do. But anyways, back to this question here. If you have a rectangle, how do you know which one is the length, which one is the width? If this is 10 inches and this is 7 inches, it's very important that you understand the difference between the length and the width. The width is, Brooke,
Well, the length is the long side and the width is the smaller side.
exactly. Just remember, length starts with L, it's the longer side. 10 inches would be the length. The short side, 7 inches, is the width. Okay, so when they ask you those sort of questions, here's another one that you might come across in the book. What is the perimeter of this triangle? You can put this wherever you like. This is examples of what you might see here. This is actually more about let's say this is problem number 2 on tomorrow's homework, and the book shows this exact thing right here. What is the first thing, Caitlin Stritzel, that you're going to do with this problem?
Add all the sides.
No. That would probably be the second thing. That's how you solve the problem, but that's not. I keep trying to get this. And Alex?
Oh, I don't know.
Taylor? You draw the triangle. You are going to sketch on your paper this same triangle, 3, 4, 5, and then Caitlin Stritzel, you'll add up all the sides. 3 plus 4 plus 5. And please make sure you label when you talk about things that have images. You kind of get the gist that you need to draw the pictures. Thank you. Everybody was much happier